Hello, everybody. It is Alexandria Williams, the prevention specialist at the Willow Domestic Violence Center. I'm joining you again this week. Thank you for tuning in if you're able to do so. And I hope everyone is doing well during this time. So today we're going to be just going over the Willow's COVID-19 page. Um, we did kind of go over it last week a little bit, but I wanted to go more in depth in the page and kind of be able to show everybody the different resources we have through the page. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at awilliams@willowdbcenter.org, Williams being Williams. All right. So when you open up, actually, you know what? I'm going to back up so I can show you all how to get here. So if you just go to the main Willow page, willowdbcenter.org here. You're going to come over to the side, and we also have some information below here if you want to read anything or look at anything else while you're on the site. But we're going to come here to COVID-19 FAQ, and it brings you right to the page. So as you're going down the page, we first kind of see this donate to COVID-19 button. I'm going to go ahead and click it. So if you are interested in donating during this time to the Willow, this is where you can do it online. And you can pick your donation amount right here. And below the amount, it tells you what this amount could purchase for survivors. So $25 being new underwear and hygiene supplies, $50 help stock the shelter with food, $100 provides shelter for survivor and children, and you can also choose your own amount right there. You also have the option to choose the frequency of your donation, so it can be one time, monthly, annual, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then you can also click here for the ending date, and it brings up this calendar, and you can pick what day you want your donations to end. And you can also pick where you would like your donations to go. So if you want it to go to COVID-19 relief, Growing Forward Willow Capital Campaign, or if you just want your money to go towards providing necessary supplies and services during this time, you can decide. You can also write a little note to the public talking about why you're choosing to give if you want to. You don't have to. You can also make your donation anonymous by unchecking this, and you can make your donation amount anonymous by unchecking that if you want to do that. And lastly, you can honor someone with your gift. So if you click honor or memorial, it will ask what group or person you're wanting to recognize in your relationship with them. And so the donation will be made in their honor. And then you would just click donate to submit that information. So below here, we do have the donation scroll, and so you can see people who have donated, and there's some reasons why they've donated and things like that. So that is where you would go to be able to do that. So we're gonna go down a little bit more. All right, so we did cover this last week, but I am gonna go over it again just in case there are people who tune in today that didn't get the chance to kind of go over this information last week. So our Moody Road office, our administrative office, is still open, but the hours have changed. So it was open from 8 to 4, and now we're open to 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Daily. And during this time, you can come in for appointments, you can come in to drop off donations, or if there are deliveries that need to be made, this would be the time to be able to do that. Also, our support groups and the library hours we were doing have been canceled as of now, but once we get the okay to have them start back up again and it's safe to do so, we will go ahead and continue those services as well. Our next little section here is our hotline. So our hotline is still open 24/7, and you're welcome to call if you have questions about shelter, if you have questions about any COVID-19 services, any changes to services that you might be receiving. You can call if you have any questions surrounding domestic violence, or if you are calling to build your safety plan, there will be an advocate available to help you do that through this number. So 785-843-33333. So please feel free to call that if you are needing any assistance or have any questions. Next, we have our court section. So the courts are kind of changing regularly right now. And so I'm going to take you through this link to kind of bring you to this page, which talks more about what's going on with the court system during this time. So the Kansas Supreme Court has ordered that district courts are to cease all business except for emergency operations. And then it lists what these emergency operations are, which do include temporary protection from abuse and stalking orders, as well as a few other things during this time. So we have the three areas that we service. So in Douglas County, the district court is open, but it is restricted access. So if you are going to the building, please be prepared that they are going to ask you screening questions, and based off of your answers to these screening questions, they may or may not allow you access into the building. So if you're needing to file a protection order and your access has been denied, please call our court advocate or your assigned advocate, or even the hotline, to get information about how we can help you getting it turned in. But if you are allowed into the building, the clerk's office is open from 8 to 12 and 1 to 4 Monday through Friday to be able to file your protection order. For Franklin and Jefferson County, unfortunately, their district courts are closed to the public currently, and no one is allowed to enter the building until they give further notice. For Franklin County, protection orders can only be filed by fax. So you can fax it directly to this number right here, or you can hand deliver it to the sheriff's office in Franklin County, and they will fax it for you. For the UCCJEA form, it is good to know that that form must be notarized before you fax it over. For Jefferson County, protection orders may only be filed through the local sheriff's office. So if you're needing to go ahead and file that, then go ahead and send that to the sheriff's office. You can fax it or you can drop it off. Or if you're needing any help faxing it or any assistance with the forms, feel free to call the listed number or go to the listed address here. So this is really good information to have if you are kind of in the midst of wanting to get a protection order or going through with that. If you have any more questions, then please feel free to contact your court advocate to find out any updated information also about what's kind of going on with that. And then here we have consulting. So we do want everyone to know that we are working with the public health officials to ensure that the Willow is doing everything we're supposed to do to keep the Willow administrative offices and shelter up to date and clean, and also keep our staff and our residents safe during this time. And we will continue to follow whatever they say is the best practice during this time. All right, so we're gonna go down here. So here we have our external resources, and I'm gonna go through and click each one just so we can see what the link looks like and what information each link has. So let's go ahead and start with the World Health Organization. So when you click that link that we've provided on the web page, it's going to bring you straight to the COVID-19 page of the World Health Organization's website. And here they have a lot of information. So any questions, travel advice, media resources. They also have their press conferences that they've been having are on this website. They also have the updated numbers for the confirmed cases, confirmed deaths, and which countries have cases, as well as a map over here for you to look at. And they have different articles and different videos and all sorts of information on this page. So if you're interested in learning more about what's going on, especially worldwide, not just in the US, this is a really good resource to use. Next, we're going to go to the CDC's website. So when you click on that link, it's going to take you right to the COVID-19 webpage for them, and it's going to show you all this different information about symptoms, how to protect yourself, cleaning and disinfecting. If you are sick, there's some articles about daily life and coping if you are sick, or even if you're caring for someone, some important information to know about that. So this website is more about cases in the US rather than cases worldwide. So if you're more interested in knowing what's going on in the US, this is a good resource to use. And they have a lot of different information and updates and tons of more information if you're needing any of that below here. So that is where that link will take you. Next, we're going to go to the food resources. Oh, actually, sorry. And that's gonna, so when you click this, it's gonna open this Word document right here. It's gonna download it for you, and then you're just gonna click it. Open up, there you go. And it's gonna bring you to this document, which lists the different counties that we serve and the food resources in each county. So you'll see that there is a contact number, an address, and the time for that resource. Some of them have more descriptive entries about like what specifically they're serving there, and some don't, I don't think. But it does always give you the location and the time. So if you are needing to call, especially for more information, the number is listed for the location there. So we have Douglas County, and Douglas County actually goes down here too. And then we have Jefferson, Jefferson County here, the different resources there. And it goes right here. And then we have some different locations. Oh, and then we have Franklin County also, and then different locations in those counties. So there are quite a few resources here. We really want everyone to be able to look at these and find something close to them if they're needing any type of food assistance during this time. So that is what clicking this will bring you. Next, we're going to go to the Douglas County Health page. So this page specifically is just for Douglas County. So if you're wanting information just for this area, this is a good resource to use. And here we have them talking about how to use a mask safely and effectively, and the reopening of Douglas County if you're wanting any of that information. There's some videos on here and some articles, and they also have all of these different pieces on here. So if you're wanting just to know more about COVID-19, that's a good one to click on. This one's more about what's going on with reopening Kansas and Douglas County, and some more information, cases, and some additional links there also. So again, this is a really good resource if you are living in this area or interested in what's going on in this area. That is where that link will take you also. And then lastly, we have workplace, how workplaces can respond to domestic and sexual violence. So as we talked about last week, there are survivors who are still going to work during this time, who are dealing with domestic violence in their homes. And so this is a good resource about how people in the workplace can help these survivors. It is a little bit long, so we are going to be covering this in a future time in more detail. But if you want to go ahead and take a look at it, it is really helpful in talking about the different ways you can support these survivors. So you have supporting survivors who are unemployed or furloughed, and I think you have supporting survivors who are working from home also. So a really good resource to use if you are a workplace wanting to know what the best practices are during this time. And again, we will cover that at a later date. And then we are going to scroll down just a little bit more. And so these are some safety planning tips during this time. And a safety plan is a personalized plan that helps victims or survivors navigate staying safe and planning for ways to react when they are in danger. So we have quite a few here that you can do during this time, such as write down important phone numbers, including friends and family who can help in crisis, and the local domestic violence program. And you have our number right here. Think through where you can go that is safe. Friends, family members, local domestic violence shelter. Make copies of keys and important documents. Pack a bag of important things you would need to take with you if you need to leave quickly. So there are a number of these. So again, please feel free to call our hotline listed here if you are needing help coming up with a safety plan during this time. And there will be an advocate that will help you be able to do that. I did want to also point out on the side here, we have our different links to our social media. So we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So feel free to click on those if you would further like to see more of our social media. And then there is one last thing we're going to cover. And so this is a resource that is being provided by the Department for Children and Families. So basically, if you are a family and you had a child from the ages 5 to 18 who was receiving free or reduced meals from August 2019 to May 2020, you are eligible to receive up to $291 per child. And this money will be given through the PBT Benefit, which is the pandemic EBT, and can be used to purchase food. So if you're looking at receiving this, so there are families who already participate in the different programs that DCF offers, such as food assistance, childcare, or TANF. So if you are in any of those programs, your PEBT will automatically be loaded onto your EBT card in the next few weeks. Now, if you aren't in any of those programs, you will be mailed a card that looks like this, called the Kansas Benefits card, and it will be preloaded with your PEBT benefits already on there. And that will be coming to you in the next few weeks also. So if you do qualify as a family who has a child between this age who has been receiving free or reduced meals during this time period here, and you don't receive a card by June 5th, it could just mean that DCF just needs some additional information. And so they said that that your school district will provide you with a confidential web link to kind of connect you to DCF to be able to get that information. So if you are needing assistance there, they also have a number listed here for any help. So once you do get this benefit, you can use the money that has been preloaded onto your card or that is automatically put on your EBT card to buy food and you can buy food at EBT authorized retailers. Unfortunately, the card cannot be used for non-food items. So again, if you have any questions regarding this information, please feel free to call the number listed below. But yes, this is another great food resource that we recently found out about and we wanted to share with you all. So that is all I have for you all today. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope that you'll be tuning in for our next information session together. Thank you.